8 flats up for sale in Nottingham. There's some 2 beds, some 1 beds, 12 bedrooms in all, needing some renovation. It's guided at 750, which I think is quite high because other flats in the area are kind of more like 80. And this is already priced at roughly just under sort of, 100k, 95k a flat, something like that. And therefore, I think this is a bit toppy in the auction, even though I love the strategy of taking rundown blocks like this, doing them up, really forcing up the appreciation and buying them at a slight discount, separating out the leases and then refinancing once the leases are in place, which means valuers value the whole building a little bit higher because you can sell off the individual flats and you don't have to sell the whole lot together just like this. So this building is on quite a nice plot. I think obviously in a nice part of Nottingham, but my question is I don't know what these flats individually would be worth if you were trying to sell them off to homeowners who wanted to buy these types of flats. So is that the opportunity for this building? I don't think so, because the amount you need to spend on it, probably with the amount that you probably get for it, unless it's really high end, really high spec, and you're going to get some amazing amount of money for these flats, it just doesn't seem that there's enough in it for that. So, there does seem to be some character in these flats. So you could potentially, make them some traditional high end, really nice flats. But is the market there in this part of the town? I just don't know. I don't have enough experience of this area. And as you can see, there is some work, not loads, but I think it's going to need some TLC. And certainly if you're trying to sell them off, some really high level stuff to go in there. Some of the colours are a bit garish, and obviously, there are parts that will need some attention. And buildings like this tend to suck in more money than most people anticipate up front, especially if it's deceptively looking okay, but in reality, there are probably some core fundamentals that you need to sort out that don't give appearance jazz, i.e. making the new buyer go, wow, you spent all this money. It's actually fundamentals and, to stop leaking water and that kind of stuff that probably needs to be done to this property, which therefore there is no massive visual difference between before and after, which is an issue to the investment that you're putting in, because you want to be able to create that wow with the money that you're spending. But anyway, is this a deal? Let me know whether you think this is, or what you might do with a building like this. As I said, oh, well, that looks as though there's some kind of light coming into the main landing areas. And again, it's really characterful. But is someone seeing something other than this? And the fact that there may be some development potential, maybe someone wants to turn it back into a house. But yet again, I can't see the house being worth huge amounts of money in this location. And the amount of money you need to spend to make it back into a residential, is this really what you're after in this part of town? I don't know. So it just seems a bit lost here. I don't know whether it's sold, whether it's been up in auction a couple of times, because it is a bit sticky. And, let me know whether you see any opportunities with this property. Follow me for more deal analysis of properties that are up in auction on Rightmove, just basic deal analysis.